We are trudging along here or trucking along, whatever. We are still doing our 25 days of visibility. I'm Rashonda Pratt, visibility and communication strategist, empowering you to go from hidden expert to go to authority. We are streaming live right now on YouTube. Visibility is Power TV, and also over on LinkedIn. And so I am just double checking my technology to make sure that we're working because I'm using some AirPods or earbuds today in order to go live. So as you are coming in, as always, say hello to me so I know that you are here. You can hear me, everything. Yep, there it is. We are tracking. All right. I'm excited about today's topic because today we are teaching about leading through change. We are heading into the end of the year. And if you are leading a team, an organization, a department, you know what that means. Change is coming. New strategies for 2026, restructuring, budget cuts, new leadership, pivots, transitions, all of the things. And if you are a leader, you're expected to communicate that change, get buy-in from your team, maintain morale, execute the transition, and do it all by looking confident and in control. So today I'm going to help you to navigate that change. But as we get started again, I want to invite you, if you're watching this live, let me know where you're tuning in from. If you are in the replay audience and you don't see the red live button, go ahead and put hashtag replay so I know that you are in the replay audience. And as always, invite someone else to be a part of this conversation. Your business bestie, another leader, another CEO or executive to be a part of this conversation. So here's a problem that I see. Most leaders navigate change by doing one of two things. Option one, they become the company spokesperson. They deliver the message of change, they tiptoe around it, or they say what they're supposed to say, but they lose their voice in the process. Their team looks at them and thinks, do you really believe this? Do you really? Or option two, they resist change altogether, especially publicly. They disagree, they push back, they express their frustration openly. And those leaders lose their influence. Leadership to them is not a team player sport. Both options cost you something. Option one is you lose your authenticity. Option two, you lose political capital. But here's a third option: leading through change without losing your voice, because your voice is so important. And that's what I'm teaching you today. This is leading through change without losing your voice, the strategic communication framework for authentic leadership. Now, let me paint this picture. You're a leader in an organization. Change is announced. Maybe it's a reorganization. Maybe it's a new strategy direction. Maybe it's layoffs or even a merger. And you're told, here's the message, deliver it to your team, get them on board. But here's what happens internally: you have questions, concerns. You may even disagree with parts of it. So, what do? Mistake number one: as the company spokesperson, you deliver the message exactly as it's written. You use the corporate language, you hit all the talking points, you smile and say, this is exciting, even though you don't fully believe it. And in all honesty, your team doesn't believe it either because they know you don't believe it. And so what happens is your team feels disconnected. They look at you and think, you don't actually believe this. You're just saying what you're told to say. What's the real leader we trust? Where's the real leader we trust? You lose authenticity, and with it, you lose trust. Mistake number two: the public register. You express your disappointment openly. In meetings, you say, I don't think this is the right move. With your team, Between you and me, I think this is a mistake. On social media, you give vague posts about tough decisions or disappointing news. What happens? Leadership sees you as not aligned, not a team player, and as a risk. You lose influence and potentially your role. Mistake number three, the silent avoider. And as I'm sharing these mistakes, I want you to start to take inventory about where you are in this process. Again, remember, this is just awareness so we know how to move forward. So, when you are the silent avoider, you say nothing. You don't communicate the change, you don't address it with your team, and you just hope it goes away. Now, what happens is your team is filled with silence because there are rumors, anxiety, and worst case scenarios floating all around. You lose credibility because leaders lead through uncertainty, not around it. Let me say that again. Leaders lead through uncertainty, not around it. So, what do? How do you lead through change when you don't fully agree with the change? You can't be completely transparent. You still need to maintain trust with your team, and you need to maintain your standing with leadership. And let's be honest, that is a challenge. And so today I'm giving you a framework. I'm giving you the change leadership framework. This is how you lead through change without losing your voice and your visibility. It's really 5 principles. So, number 1, separate what you can say from how you show up. Principle 2, own the change, don't defend it. Principle 3, create space for their reaction. 4, bridge the gap between their reality and the vision. 5, lead with your values, not the company line. So let's break all of these down. Principle 1, separate what you can say from how you show up. Here's what most leaders miss. They think if I can't say everything I'm thinking, I'm being inauthentic. That's not true. Authenticity isn't saying everything you think. Authenticity is showing up as you within the constraints that you're operating in. So here's the distinction. What you can say, you're often constrained by confidentiality, legal considerations, strategic timing, and organizational messaging. You may not be able to say, I disagree with this decision, here's the full context, or this is what's really happening behind the scenes. And that's okay. How you show up is what you can control. And what you can control is your tone, your presence, your values, and your empathy. That's what you can control. So, for example, if you're taking the company spokesperson approach, this is an exciting new direction for the company. We're all aligned and moving forward. That tone feels like fake enthusiasm, right? The present seems performative and there's no acknowledgement of reality. Please stop avoiding reality. Please stop avoiding the pink elephant in the room. Now, authentic leadership approach is I know this change creates uncertainty. That shows the people that you are leading that you understand, you have empathy or even sympathy about how they feel. I'm here to answer what I can and to navigate this with you. My commitment to you hasn't changed, and I'm here to support you through this transition. Your tone is grounded, your presence is steady, you're acknowledging reality without undermining the change. You see the difference? You're not saying everything you think, but you are showing up as you, and that's the balance. Principle 2, own the change, but don't defend it. Here's the trap leaders most fall into. They try to convince their team the change is good. Here's why this makes sense. Actually, this is a great opportunity. If you think about it this way, that's defending. And when you defend, you sound like you don't believe it yourself. So instead, own it. Owning it sounds like this is the direction we're going. Here's what it means for us. And here's how we're going to navigate it. Notice, you're not saying that it's good. You're not. You are not acknowledging that this is a good decision. Nope. You're not saying you agree. But what you are saying is this is real and this is how we are dealing with it. So an example of defending is this reorganization is actually a good thing because it will create more efficiency and better communication across teams. If we look at the data, see, feels like you're trying to convince them and yourself. Owning it is we're reorganizing. I know that that creates uncertainty. Here's what I know. Here's what I don't yet know. And here's how we're going to move forward together. That feels like leading from the front, acknowledging reality, and it's not being sugarcoated. Defending is trying to make them feel good about a transition. And guess what? Humans don't like change. Owning it is acknowledging the reality and leading them through it. Leaders own, spokespeople defend. Principle number 3, create space for their reaction. This is where we are merging empathy and boundaries. So here's what happens when you announce a change. People react. They're scared. They're angry. They're confused, frustrated, anxious. They're going through all of the emotions. And as a leader, your instinct is to try to fix it, to reassure them, to move them to acceptance quickly. But here's what they need first. They need space to feel it. Like my therapist always tells me, feel the feels, right? Feel the feels. So how do we do this? Creating space to feel sounds like, I know that this is a lot. Take the time you need to process. I'm hearing frustration. See, that's us acknowledging it, and that's totally understandable. You're allowed to have questions. You are allowed to have concerns. Notice, we're not fixing, we're not defending, we are acknowledging. Just as much as you want to be seen and heard, the people that you lead, they want the same thing as well. Here's the key. You create space for their reaction without joining it. And that can be so hard, right? Your team might say, this is a terrible decision. Leadership doesn't know what they're doing. We're all going to lose our jobs. You don't say, I know, I think it's terrible too. Or, yeah, leadership really dropped the ball. Or, you're probably right. That's joining the reaction. And you lose your ability to lead them through it. So instead, I hear your concern. And here's what I can tell you, X. Or here's what we're going to do. You acknowledge without agreeing or dismissing. You hold space without losing your ground. That's leadership. Principle 4, bridge the gap between their reality and the vision. So here's where most change communication fails. Leaders jump straight to the vision. Here's where we're going. Here's the future. Isn't it exciting? But the team is still in their current reality, which includes uncertainty, fear, anxiousness, workload concerns, job security questions. They can't jump from reality to vision. So you have to be the bridge. Someone put that in the comments. Be the bridge. Put that in the comments. I want to see it. Be the bridge. That's so important with helping people navigate change. So the bridge has two parts. Number one, acknowledge the current reality. I know right now you're wondering what the specific concern is. Part two, name the transition between now and set a timeline. Here's what we're going to do and give some specific steps. And part three, connect to the vision. And here's where we're headed, the outcome that matters to them. So here's a bridge that doesn't work. We're restructuring. This is going to make us more efficient and competitive. Exciting times ahead. The team is thinking, cool, but am I losing my job? Here's a bridge that works. I know right now you're wondering how this affects your role in your team. That's fair. Here's what I know, X. Here's what I don't know yet. See, that's us being honest. Why? Between now and particular date, we're going to specific steps, and here's where we're headed. A structure that gives you more clarity on your role and more support to do your best work. See, right here, you're acknowledging their reality, you're naming what the transition is, and you're connecting them to vision that matters to them. The bridge is how you lead them from uncertainty to clarity. Without it, you're just talking at them. Principle 5, lead with your values, not the company line. This is the final principle, and it really is the most important one. You don't lose your voice when you can't say everything. You lose your voice when you abandon your values. Here's what I mean. Every leader has core values, and you should know what your core values are. And maybe your values are transparency when possible, support for your team, integrity, results, growth. When change happens, your values don't change. The way you lead through change should reflect your values. So if your value is transparency, you can't always be fully transparent because, again, there's confidentiality, timing, legal constraints. But you can say, I'm committed to being as transparent as I can be. Here's what I can share now. Or here's what I can't share yet, and here's why. You value transparency. It's visible even when you can't be fully transparent. Do you all see this? Give me a thumbs up and let me know. If you have any questions, drop those in the chat, whether you're watching live or in the replay. If your value is team support, you might have to deliver tough news. But you can say, my job is to support you through this. Here's how I'm going to do that, and give specific actions. You value support, so it's visible even when the news is hard. If you value integrity, you might not agree with the decision, but you can say, I'm committed to doing right by this team. That means navigating this change with honesty about what I know and what I don't know. Your value is integrity, and it's visible even when you're constrained. You see the pattern? You lead with your values. That's how you keep your voice. The company line changes, the strategy changes, the org chart changes, but your values don't, and your team needs to see those. So here's the change leadership framework once again. Principle 1, separate what you can say from how you show up. Principle 2, own the change, don't defend it. Principle 3, create space for their reaction without joining it. Principle 4, bridge the gap between their reality and the vision. Principle 5, lead with your values, not the company line. This is how you lead through change without losing your voice. So, if you're navigating change right now, here is your assignment. Step 1. And I'm going to say this first assignment is not just for those who are navigating change. This is for all of us. Identify your core values. 3 to 5 values that define how you lead. Step 2, ask how can I show these values even when there are constraints. Step 3, communicate the change using the bridge. Acknowledge current reality, name the transition, connect to the vision. So, whether you're going to do this in your notebook or on in the chat here, it can look something like my core leadership values are, you name them, how I want to show up during a change, the bridge I'll use. And I would love for you to drop and share those in the comment. And that's how you lead through change without losing your voice. Because here's what I need you to know: change is inevitable. If you're in leadership, you will navigate organizational change, restructuring, strategy shifts, budget cuts, new leadership, mergers, pivots, all of that. And when it happens, you'll face a choice. Option 1, be the company spokesperson and lose authenticity. Option 2, resist publicly and lose your influence. Or option 3, lead through change with your voice intact. Option 3 is possible. It is, but it requires you knowing what you can control, owning the change, creating space for reaction, building the bridge, and leading with your values. Friends, you don't have to choose between authenticity and effectiveness. You can lead through change as yourself because that's the work. That's the good work. I'm taking the time here to look at the comments. Natalie's watching from LinkedIn, and she says, you lose your voice when you abandon your values every single time. Every single time. Your values are what holds you accountable. That helps you to toe the line. I think about when you are drifting off the road and you have the guardrail or the line, and it's like that lets you know that you've drifted. Your values are that bumper in the road to let you know that you're straying away and to get you back focused and back into line. So I want you to drop that in the comments and let me know where you are when it comes to leading through change using your voice. Now, I want you to join me back here tomorrow. We are still continuing our 25 days of visibility. I want you to join me right back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if this has been helpful to you, I saw some of your comments that you all are sharing on LinkedIn about how much this 25 days of video of visibility is helping you with me going live. Please continue to share. I'm excited about what we're growing and building. So this is day 16, leading through change without losing your voice. I'm visibility and communication strategist Rashonda Pratt, empowering you as a hidden figure to become a go-to authority in your industry because you deserve, my friend, to be seen, heard, and paid. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you then.